This is so funny. I actually stalked Moneybagg Yo while he was dating Ari.
What?
Yes.
Ari Fletcher's purportedly glamorous existence was suddenly revealed by Moneybagg Yo, and it is messier than anyone anticipated. Rumor has it that Ari may have attempted to restrain him in the most outrageous manner after falling in love with him. Indeed, rumors are circulating that she attempted to use a baby move to trap him when their relationship began to falter. But hold on, that is just the start. Moneybagg is now claiming that he was the one funding Ari's extravagant lifestyle while she was flaunting it on social media with her high-end bags and planes. That energy of an affluent girl. He even asserted that the baby language sprang out of nowhere as soon as he began to distance himself and step back, claiming it was coming from out of his wallet. Not in a charming manner either. The receipts, you guessed it, are ridiculous. Fans are beginning to suspect that Ari's whole glamorous persona may have been a facade supported by someone else's labor, ranging from subtle lease agreements to outright meltdowns when the money stopped flowing. The money trail is more disorganized than a tax audit, and the timetable is uncertain. However, it did not end there. Moneybagg's crew moved quickly to conceal what she reportedly did following the breakup. It was not your typical drama. According to those near the camp, it became a full-scale behind-the-scenes cleanup effort. Let us dissect this thoroughly, since it involves more than simply romantic problems. It involves financial transactions, reputation, and a great deal of dubious activity being dragged into the look. Moneybagg Yo has stopped trying to preserve Ari's reputation and is letting it go in all directions. He claims that although she has been living like a queen, someone else has been paying for it. Fans are going back and figuring out all the clues they missed, the actual spark that ignited it, now that he is calling it out. Only a few weeks after her breakup with Moneybagg, Ari went out with a new man. At that point, he made the decision to reveal everything he had been holding inside. We cannot forget the moment that truly set off the fuse, so hold on and go back in time. Because Cardi B unintentionally revealed some serious information that caused everything to blow up right before their split became public. She ultimately criticized Ari for allegedly skulking around with Offset. And no, Cardi was not even attempting to bring her to light. The plot is complicated, so let us go back in time because what happened next had everyone in stitches. The action simply keeps getting wilder. See, when people began spreading shady cheating claims about Cardi B and Offset online, she was merely attempting to clean her own name. However, she unintentionally pulled Ari Fletcher into the midst of the confusion rather than merely protecting herself. And it was a full-fledged explosion when the dust fell. It all began with a conversation between Cardi and blogger Alexis that was leaked, in which Cardi became quite angry. "Why are you saying if Offset this weekend?" she retorted. "I do not pay enough thought to who you support, like B. He has not effed me either, and the line on my P is insane. You guys really need to stop bothering me." Yes, she was not having fun. Then, however, came the moment that left everyone speechless. When Cardi responded, "Tell him to tell you how he was fing Ari when we were together," she continued and dropped a bomb. "I guess I am mistaken for moving on though." My goodness, that sentence had the internet in a chokehold. The people were shook, really shook. Initially, everyone was rushing to determine which Ari she was referring about. Everyone was in full investigative gear. However, Alexis quickly put an end to the mystery since she was not going to let it fester. She affirmed that it was Ari Fletcher, without exception. But hold on, it gets messier. Cardi did not accidentally drop T, according to Alexis. According to reports, she told Moneybagg Yo everything she knew right away. Yes, she allegedly called him directly to inform him that Ari had been acting slyly behind the scenes. Alexis also arrived with backup. She produced an old tweet from Ari that was as stale milk. Ari wrote in that tweet from back in February that informing a man about a woman or approaching her as a woman must be the most awful things in the world for someone with type 2 diabetes. Alexis firmly clapped back, adding, "I kept it P. I did not tell anyone she was referring to Cardi." I will not reveal how she called back to try to inform Ari about Offset. It seems like the subtweets are now hitting differently. Ari and Moneybagg Yo formally announced their separation shortly after the conclusion of all of this online turmoil. And you know what? Immediately, everyone began to disparage Cardi's leak as the cause of the entire incident. But Bag kept it down, really low, for a minute. He did not air out specifics or cast disparaging remarks, like he was too mature for all that back and forth. The man remained composed and silent. Silence, however, is not permanent. Then came the following chapter. Just a few days ago, Ari celebrated turning 3 zeros. The vibrations were loud, to put it mildly. Fans saw something significant even if Bag did not publish anything. There was no sign of him. I take it that this is the same man who once declared his love for Ari would never fade? It looks like a lot has changed. Ari made it quite evident that she had moved on, so do not imagine she was crying over it. In addition to throwing a royal-style birthday party for herself, her best friend shared a video that went viral online. It featured Ari cuddling with a new man. Ari's new boyfriend gave her a speech on her birthday, according to the caption. So no, she is not finished with Bag. She is already having fun with a new partner.
Wait, infused.
Happy birthday.
Fries.
Yeah.
He's fries.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you want to forget us food?
I'm so kind of. He's the biggest in the world. Very good. He's down
This is when things get even more spicy. It seems that the brief video footage of Ari and her new partner was more than simply a sweet birthday celebration. It caused Moneybagg Yo to catch fire. Since then, the fire has continued to burn. According to people familiar with the matter, Bag has been deeply affected ever since the video appeared on blogs. He has also been chatting a lot behind the scenes. It has been reported that he is telling people that Ari did not leave for love. In search of money, she moved on. Yep, according to reports, he thinks her new partner is just another financial fallback option. Bag claims that Ari became accustomed to leading that affluent lifestyle and is now making every effort to maintain it. He is saying that connection and vibrations are not important in this new relationship. The goal is to maintain the level of luxury that existed throughout their time together. But wait, it is not the end of the drama. Bag has also suggested that Ari's entire "I am a boss" attitude may have been a bit more exaggerated than it actually was. He apparently said that the companies she constantly promotes are not as successful as she portrays them to be online. Yep, he was paying for the first-class flights, the glitzy birthday jewels, and all the flexing with luxury clothes. According to what he has been telling people, his tab was covering the iced-out watches and the Birkin bags. Ari is said to have moved quickly to find her next sponsor as he began to back off. The aspect that truly made people stop and think, however, was when Bag claimed that Ari had attempted to permanently lock him up by becoming pregnant. It is said that she attempted to physically secure the luggage when she saw he was serious about leaving, not for family or love, but to maintain the flow of income. In any case, that is what he has been saying. Now, we cannot be certain if that is true or if Bag is just inciting drama. However, the idea that Ari was once pregnant by Bag adds even more craziness to this following section. And the way that was made public woo. Things that break the internet. Now let us go back to 2022. Do you recall when Bag posted an image of a pregnant woman's belly at random, without a face, just the bump? Even though it was only online for a few minutes, the internet went crazy during that time. He quickly took it down, which only increased suspicion. For example, what was he concealing? Fans began to look into it and quickly connected the dots. They perfectly complemented the skin tone, hands, nails, and curves. Before long, the majority of people believed the picture was of Ari. Additionally, after removing the post, Bag never mentioned it again, so the rumors continued to spread. Ari finally broke her quiet after they had been silent for a long time, and everyone was astonished by what she said. Ari made a shocking revelation during a YouTube episode of her cooking show. She attested that the picture was of her. She had indeed been carrying Bag's child. The sad part, however, came next. She disclosed that the pregnancy had ended, and that she had experienced the grief in solitude.
And that was me in the picture, pregnant, how much I let it. Woo! That was me.
So you had a little bite.
And unfortunately, I had a miscarriage and that there's, but yeah, I was pregnant, I didn't have a miscarriage.
The matter becomes even more hazy at this point, because it is unclear whether the pregnancy money bag you keep bringing up is the same one Ari confirmed on her show, or whether something else is at play. In any case, it stirred the pot once more. Ari Fletcher, however, is not the kind to remain silent when someone tries to approach her in public. She has never had that feel. Being honest, unvarnished, and prepared to retaliate the moment someone crosses the line has been the foundation of her entire brand. She wasted no time at all this time. Ari responded with a forceful, far from gentle answer, no tiptoeing, no sugarcoating. She was really explicit about it. Bag is only speaking now, in her opinion, because he is still upset that she moved on without him. She claims that the fact that she recovered quickly, cleanly, and with a new partner is what is truly upsetting him rather than rumors or receipts. No pleading. No tears, just glowing and moving on. She then revealed the story's own twist. Ari claims that it was she, not Bag, who broke up with him. Yes, she indicated that the last straw was learning that he had been cheating on her once more. She sank on her own terms because she could not stand to be treated disrespectfully any longer. Ari is changing the entire script and placing him in the hot seat while Bag is out here accusing her of attempting to trap him in order to keep his money close at hand. She is criticizing him for what she perceives to be typical resentful ex-behavior, but she is not discounting the past. For her, leaving a man she could no longer trust was more important than pursuing bags or influence. To be honest, many admirers believe she may have a point. It has been wobbly for a while because of Bag's past with regard to fidelity. Not to mention the one instance in which a woman came out and acknowledged having a relationship with Bag when he was still seeing Ari. She told the whole truth and stated that the affair was not a simple mistake. She did not duck or hide. She claimed that they had been playing around for some time, right in front of Ari. She made it apparent that they were developing a serious relationship on the side, so it was not just a one-night affair either.
This is so funny. I actually talked to Moneybagg Joe while he was dating Ari.
What?
Yes. Yes. And his homeboy was like, oh, he wants your number. I'm like, okay, shit. So I got his number. Someone hit me up the same day, like, come through tonight. We're having a little party. And I slide through. And I look drunk, horny. You know, we saw it. No condom.
Social media was completely rocked by that confession when it surfaced online. People believed Ari and Moneybagg Yo were trustworthy till that point. At least, that is how it appeared on the internet. The fissures were already visible behind the filters, but they were flexing like if nothing was wrong. Fans quickly connected the connections after that woman came forward with her account of her involvement with Bag. All of Ari's mysterious tweets and dubious captions from that time suddenly began to make perfect sense. People simply had not realized yet that the distance, the frigid emotions, and the treachery were all there. What was bad about it? Bag never spoke about the second woman's allegations, denied them, or even responded with a no comment. Instead, he simply remained silent, and that quiet said a lot, and gave the impression that he was aware of the time and simply did not want to argue about it in public. At that point, people began to think that there might be some truth to the cheating claims. Ari came up and admitted everything since she could no longer pretend that things had not become ugly. She presented it simply and unvarnished in a video. Ari said Bag had once again cheated on her. She did not mince words and told it like it was. She was done defending anyone's reputation save her own, and you could sense it. But hold on, here's the unexpected turn of events. She acknowledged that Bag had cheated on her, but she said that was not the only reason she broke up with him. Ari claims that the cheating was only one aspect of the situation. She eventually left because of deeper problems. Although she did not provide every detail, she made it apparent that her decision to leave Bag was motivated by her realization that the partnership as a whole was no longer working, not just by a side issue. She did not want to continue clinging to something that did not feel genuine because the trust had been broken and the vibes were not right. Now, this particular section really turned everything upside down, because, in Ari's opinion, it is hilarious that Bag is out there telling everyone that he left her because of some baby trap, while, in fact, he was the one who cheated. And that is what truly put a stop to it, she said. But hold on, the most outrageous surprise has not even occurred yet. Ari revealed that Bag had begged her to have his child before she was even pregnant. Yes, pleading. She claimed that he was acting completely committed when talking about raising a family and establishing a life. She is calling huge cap now that he is reversing the narrative and accusing her of capturing him. Ari also brought up receipts instead of just making accusations. She claimed to have concrete evidence of Bag's infidelity, and that he even acknowledged on television that she was the one who left him as a result of his behavior. She is not merely chatting. The tale Bag is trying to promote is very different from the video proof she has. This is where the game truly becomes twisted, though. In an attempt to tidy things up, Bag went and conducted a whole interview. He displayed that emotional play by speaking softly, appearing distraught, and delivering that entire "I still love her" sense. You know, the slow voice, regretful eyes, and I wish I could take it back vibe. He went so far as to say that Ari detests it when I make her appear silly, and admirers said, really? Because why turn around and do it if you knew she did not want to look foolish in front of others? Math is not what it seems. The dishonesty was only one aspect of the betrayal. Another was the mess and publicity it all became. It took guts for Bag to acknowledge that Ari did not handle his farewell well. She claims, however, that she never even heard it from him. Someone else told her about it. And that? The last slap in the face was that. The contempt had reached an irreversible level. The tea is boiling hot, the reality is messy, and the mask is gone now. 1 minute, Bag is gushing about Ari being the one on camera. The next moment, he is exposing her financial operations, dragging her name, and accusing her of baby plots. You guys are getting whiplash, but let us face it, someone is not presenting the whole truth, since the timelines are severely conflicting and they are both presenting receipts. The real question now is, did Bag become upset because she bounced and bossed up, or was Ari actually attempting to fasten the bag with a baby? In any case, the streets are crowded, there is a lot of shade, and this breakup story is only beginning. Remember to leave a comment with your opinions. In order to avoid missing the next twist, hit that like the tea was piping hot, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.